Here we go again. Video 4 of week 5 of the season. And Jude came roaring back last week, and he is now behind by 1 point on the predictions. I am in my game room this week for the video because there's too much noise going on in my house otherwise. But let's get straight into this stuff here. So let's look at the standings. So Kirk is going to be at the top this week, all by himself, 4-0. I couldn't pull it off last week on Monday night. So close, but didn't happen. So Kirk at the top. I'm tied for second with Joshy. And then third, fourth, and fifth are Glenn, Gina, and Tomahawk. And then the rest of you guys are in 7th through 10th at the bottom at 1 and 3. All right, so let's look at the points for. Kirk's ahead. I'm in second. But as far as the bet goes, let's do a bet update here. So I got 466, and the next closest person that bet is going to be Jeff at 391. So I got the scoring bet right now by roughly about almost 70 points. So, all right. Let's look at, let's do a points against. Let's see who's had the toughest road so far this season. So it looks like the toughest road has been had by Bill. He's been scored on 429 points. The easiest road so far has been had by Sherry, and Gina's right there with her. Pretty close. All right, so last week I lost to Kirk. It was a heck of a game, but it was all for naught because Kirk was able to pull it off just like I said he would. Ended up by about 3 points. Derrick Henry went nuts for me. Andy Dalton didn't do enough. And on the other side, really what buried me was the San Francisco defense scoring 28 points. That was the end of the week for me, although it did get close at the end. But good job, Kirk, 4-0. All right. Next one was Bill versus Glenn. Bill got his first win. Kenneth Walker came back and scored close to 30. Lamar Jackson had a good game too. St. Brown showed up for him that week. On the other side, Nico Collins had a big week. Prescott, Taylor. Let's kind of look into this one a little bit more. We'll look at the actual box score and see what else happened, because those are 3 pretty good scores versus him. But see who kind of failed for Glenn here. So Mark Andrews, Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, pretty much the rest. Saquon had an okay, and the top 4 people for him in his lineup. The rest of them failed for Glenn. So that's what happened there. All right, next game we got Gina versus Sherry, and Sherry was able to do it. Gina was able to do it here. Sherry had a very bad week. So Mahomes, rough. I don't know if Sherry got anybody over double digits besides Mahomes. Brandon Aubrey got 10. So she had 2 double-digit people in her lineup. That's a really rough week. Jaden Daniels for Gina's turned into a serviceable quarterback. Jordan Mason had a really good game. And that's pretty much all she needed because the rest of them did next to nothing. But that was enough to beat Sherry for that week. Mahomes is just not what Mahomes usually is on scoring points. So Josh and Todd. Josh beat him like I said he would. James Conner and Zach Moss, Stephon Diggs, Neighbors. They all had good games for Josh. The other side, Stroud had a good game for Todd, and Aaron Jones. Pittman actually showed up because Joe Flacco's playing in Indiana. Um, yeah, I mean, Todd almost got 100 points. It was closer than it was closer than it appears. All right, next one. It's gonna be. You hear the kids yelling in the background. So we had another close game. Another game decided by 3 points. So we had 3 games decided by 5 points or less this week. It's pretty wild. Tom Hawks versus Jeff. Baker Mayfield went up for almost 35. Chuba Hubbard went for 19 for Tomahawk, and then Xavier Worthy went big too. On the other side, Kyler Murray didn't do enough. Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 touchdowns, 19 points. Brian Robinson did well. Jamar Chase did well. Jeff had a decent week. Just kind of same thing as me. Came down to Monday night and ended up short. He was counting on Jahmyr Gibbs to carry him, and I was counting on Montgomery, and we both ended up 3 points shy. All right, on to this week. I think if I can figure out how to get there. There we go. Okay, so starting out, me versus Dwayne. Baker had a good week already, 29 points. I'm still not positive who I'm going to play at quarterback. I got Andy Dalton in right now. I'm kind of lost at the quarterback position at the moment because of Anthony Richardson and all that junk. But we'll see who I decide to go with. I almost picked up Kirk Cousins last week, and that would have been a good choice, but I didn't do it. So look, the rest of it here. I think he'll probably have me at quarterback this week. I'll probably get a quarterback that scores like 20 points. Which is fine because I think I have him on the rest of this lineup. I think I've pretty well got him beat at every position, maybe besides tight end. But Kelsey hasn't really been doing that great either. But other than Kelsey, I think I have him at the rest of the team here. So I'm still going to say that I win this week. Although I've been wrong every week on Dwayne. So me saying that I'm going to win is probably going to mean that Dwayne's going to win. But I will pick myself here just because, like I said, Henry's been going crazy. He should beat A-Chain. James Cook, I would say over Chuba Hubbard. Jefferson definitely over Worthy. Harrison over Jennings. Jaden Reed over Tank Dell. So I think that I got him at every position besides the quarterback position because Baker is looking good. All right, so we got Glenn versus Gina. Glenn's kind of got a patchwork lineup this week. He's got a lot of people. He's got people on buys. He's got people that are out and injured. So he's trying to patch it together. He's still got Prescott and Nico Collins are 2 really good, and then Jordan Addison coming back is good for him. Darnell Mooney already scored 23 for Gina. That's nice. She's got Kareem Hunt in there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be anything. I'm gonna go with Glenn here. I think that Darnell Mooney did well, but Zay Flowers doesn't even have a touchdown this year. Kareem Hunt, this is his first game back, and he's shouldn't do that well. Mike Gesicki is I think Mike Gesicki's got a lot of talent. He just doesn't get the ball enough, unfortunately. So I'm gonna go with Glenn. All right. Gina, if you're not going to play Trey McBride, I will take him off your hands. Okay, next one. Arashikage and Hear My Team. So Bill versus Kirk. It's kind of easy here. I'm going to go with Kirk just because he's got a stud almost at every position here. And Kyle Pitts already got 8 points for a tight end, which is good this year for a tight end. Although Kenneth Walker's back for him and he's doing well. Dontavian Wicks should have a bigger target share this week with Romeo Doubs being out. Looks like Singletary might be out for Bill this week. Maybe. He's good. He's doubtful. Who does Bill have to fill in? He's got Khalil Herbert. So probably have Herbert in. I think Kirk will roll right on through this week and be 5-0. All right, so Josh versus Sherry. So Sherry has sat Patrick Mahomes on the bench. Oh, I will call Ripley's Believe It or Not and let him know that believe it or not, Patrick Mahomes is not in Sherry's lineup. I don't necessarily blame her. He hasn't been doing well. All right, so let's look at the lineups here. He's got Josh Allen, James Conner. Those are two strong candidates there. Olave, another strong one. Bijan got 7 points, not great. Chase McLaughlin, kicker though, he played the right kicker there. He got 16. On the other side, Jalen Waddle's been doing next to nothing for Sherry. Justin Fields in an interesting play against. I don't know if it's the right play against Dallas or not, but who knows? DeAndre Swift hasn't looked great. Rico Dowdle is suspect. I'm going to go with Josh this week, even though Bijan didn't do what he should do. But Sherry's just hurting because of the situation in Miami and because of Mahomes not doing what he usually does. She's in the same boat with me. She drafted somebody really high, and they're not turning out. Mine's because of injury. Hers is because of some other reason. I'm not sure why. Just how their games are going. All right, last one. We got Jeff versus Todd. So Todd's starting Brock Purdy, looks like. So Brock Purdy at Arizona should do fine. Josh Jacobs will do good. Aaron Jones he'll be fine. It's the Jets, but he'll be okay. I don't like Keenan Allen necessarily there. Pittman probably have a good week with Flacco. I like that play. That's interesting there. On the other side, should be interesting. Looks like Jeff is trying Trey Sermon because Jonathan Taylor's out. That's an okay play probably. Deontay Johnson with Dalton to be interesting. Only problem with Deontay and Dalton this week is they're in Chicago. I wish it was any other place but Chicago. Chicago's defense is tough. They shut people down all the time. So this one's close. But every time I go with Jeff and I say Jeff, he loses. So I'm going to go with Todd on this one just because I'm sick of picking Jeff and losing. So, all right. There's my picks there. We'll get Jude in here. Jude, come here and make your picks.
Where the heck are you?
My game room.
Tomahawk beats MC Caffrey. Sylvan Eagles beats Resort Queen Ant. Hair My Team beats Araka Cage Clan. Car 54 beats Outrageous. And Detonator beats Team For Sale.
Last week you got every game right but one. You came back and you're only down by one call now. We're 10-9.
I'm front.
You're cooked. All right, that's it. We'll see you next week.